questions and comments in the questions and comments part.
In the option of questions and answers that you have with you. Ahora sí voy a continuar entonces en español.
So now I'm
LATAM
going to continue in Spanish. LATAM Health Champion is a contest that was organized by Fifth Pharma, ITIF, and INOS, and the objective is find innovators in all throughout the region in Latin America. Innovators that, through their solutions and a good management of intellectual property, bring solutions to different problems in health. I would like to highlight the important role of intellectual property that has only one in all the things that we do, which is just one that is looking for well-being. Innovation has an essential function, which is generation of well-being for all the people and all the citizens and all the societies. And the benefits and possibilities of a modern life are possible thanks to the innovations of inventors and creators, where in the end, the society has recognized their contributions by giving them intellectual property. It was impressive to see that when we had the invitation, we didn't know if we were going to get a lot of projects. And even though today we see only those that got to the end phase, we had a moment where we had about 200 or over 200 intentions to participate. After that, I was, breaking down, and we will see the final figures as to how that was. I want to thank all of those who believed in these initiatives and that are here with us, all the organizations that helped us and that have allowed us to finish this successfully. We don't want to finish, but that is the first step of the final phase that we are all. I'm really happy to be here. Now I'm going to give the floor to Sandra, who is one of our wonderful partners of ITIF. Before I give her the floor, I would like to introduce her, Sandra Barboso, who is the Senior Manager of Policy and Innovation in Biopharmaceutical at ITIF. She's an economist of the Rochester University, and she has a PhD in Strategic Management from the University of Toronto. Thanks to Sandra and all the team of ITIF. Go ahead.
Words.
Thank you very much. So my name is Sandra Barboso. I'm a Senior Policy Manager in the Life Sciences Center at the Information Technology and Innovation Foundation, ITIF. We are a Washington, D.C.-based think tank for science and technology policy. And we are the co-organizers together with FIPHARMA and INOS of the LATAM Health Champions contest. And we would like to thank FIPHARMA and INOS for your collaboration in this project. So innovation is crucial in improving public health and in overcoming global health challenges. And robust intellectual property rights play a key role in enabling such innovations to take place in the first place around the world. And they do so by providing incentives for innovators such as all of you here today to invest in research and development activities to create healthcare innovations. So our organizations, ITIF, FIPHARMA, and INOS, launched this contest in order to identify the most novel and promising healthcare innovations in South America. Our call for health champions received 55 applications proposing innovative solutions to a wide range of health challenges. And together with a panel of 3 expert judges, we found your innovations to be the top 20 most groundbreaking out of all the applications that we received. Our judges included Mark Schultz, Amir Sariri, and Jessica Bateman. Mark is Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company Chair in IP Law and Director of the IP and Technology Law Program at the University of Akron School of Law, and he's an expert on IP rights. Amir is an assistant professor of strategic management at Purdue University. He specializes in technology commercialization and entrepreneurial finance, and he founded and led the R&D group at the Creative Destruction Lab, which is a global startup program for seed stage science-based companies. And Jessica is partner at Seed 230 Consultores and Fundación IDEA, one of the first public policy think tanks in Mexico, whose mission is to design and promote innovative public policies that support social and economic development in Latin America. So we'd like to thank all our judges for lending us your time and expertise for this project. And together with our judges, we found that the applications we received for this contest aim to solve very important and urgent time-sensitive health challenges. The innovations range from devices that expand access to fertility treatments, low-cost platforms for 3D printing of medications, all the way to AI monitors that determine the level of anesthesia depth for patients during surgery, and many others that we will discuss in a few minutes. ITIF is also preparing an English language report to be released on April 23rd, which will highlight all of the top 20 finalists and bring visibility to your healthcare initiatives and to the importance of IP rights in supporting innovation around the world. So we'd like to thank you all for the very important work that you do. Thank you.
Gracias, Sandra. Thank you, Sandra. And we're very excited to see the book. And I think it's going to be incredible to have the 20 most, I don't know, the most relevant, because I think all of them are the 20 most relevant for the health systems and for the patients to be published in this book. Ahora, yo quiero enfatizar mucho la importancia.
Now I would like to emphasize the importance that we have given in this contest for intellectual property. What we believe is that it is a key element to promote innovation and for it to be sustainable throughout time. So now I would like to ask Juan Carlos Suarez. I'm going to have a conversation with him. I want to talk about this. I've known him for several years, and we've always had the opportunity to work in this since I was working in the Colombian government. We used to have conversations about the importance of intellectual property so that the countries can go through this innovation journey, which is very important so that we can continue generating well-being, as we said at the beginning. So I'm going to talk a little bit about Juan Carlos before we start the conversation. He's a lawyer from Externado de Colombia University. He has master's degree in IP from the Turkish University, and he's a member of WOMPI. He studied in the United States, France, Israel, South Africa, and he works in technology transference, and I am a witness of his knowledge and how pragmatical he is, and that's why it is wonderful to have the opportunity to talk to Juan Carlos right now. Welcome, Juan Carlos. You've also been a part of this initiative, so my invitation is for you to answer this question. Help me answer this question. That is the basic and essential question that I think we need to start. Why is IP so important in innovation? Thank you, Jan, for the invitation. IP is really very important in a cross-cutting way. Two things to answer your question. The first one is this type of initiatives actually symbolize what's happening in the region. And the second thing is that it is important because I'm going to try to be as concrete as possible. If we're talking about intellectual property, we're talking about something new. That is the only way for innovation to move forward. If we're not talking about IP, then innovators would be repeating things. They would be reusing elements, processes, and products that somebody else has generated. And that does not allow innovation to go ahead. Thanks to IP, and that is the importance of IP is that we have new devices, advanced therapies in Colombia and in other countries. We have applications. Many times for the user, they cannot see everything that goes in the back of that production. But thanks to IP, we have so much innovation. That's why it is so important to talk about IP. I think that when you talk about innovation, you talk about IP, you end up leaving a huge gap of, if you don't mention IP, I have a huge gap of concern. That's why I like to talk about sustainability. What can be protected, Juan Carlos? Because sometimes there are misconceptions. I think I misused the word. But sometimes you believe that you can protect some things and not others. But what can be protected? Okay, Janet. What you just said is crucial because there is a series of lack of information, disinformation, and myths. Who has access to this? It is an understanding that is general, and that is that only the big companies that are doing big medications and big products. No, that is not true. Projects such as the ones that we see from the universities, and small companies are generating innovation and a platform to monitor patients and application to see traceability of how the healthcare professional works there, devices for early detection, the everything that's being generated by the small stakeholders, all of this can be protected. There is information that can be turned into business secret and then it can be monetized. We're not just talking about theory. We're talking about having some income for the company so that they can receive some profitability and then they can, because they are using a lot of money there. So everything is protected, Janet. So the system is created for all the actors in the ecosystem that are working in generating these new solutions. I love it because you just did answer my question as to what is protected, but also who is protected. And that is everybody who has something. And that doesn't mean that it is only the big companies. That is one of the myths. Maybe only the big governments. And I think part of the wonderful thing that we have done with LATAM Champions is being able to visualize the value of IP for innovators, entrepreneurs, those who are just starting, for those that have their first live project and have something small, big, it doesn't matter. The size doesn't matter. It ends up being very important. And then to close, my last question. A person such as you yourself, I already read your CV. I talked a little bit about your background, your study background, and the work background that I've also witnessed, the work that you do in favor of IP and innovation. So a person such as you has everything going so that you can give us recommendation. What would you recommend those people that can be they can use IP strategically? What are your ideas, tips, and recommendation? Those who are here know about the thing because that is something that was assessed in the project, but I'm sure that a recommendation into the future is going to be valid for them. Well, two scenarios. Those innovators that are at any stage of the innovating process are going to need IP. But those that have already taken advantage of, that have participated and have won LATAM champions that have used IP, they need to keep things in IP and innovation. The first one, at all times throughout their innovating process, they're going to need to understand IP. It's just that it is different parts of the stages. Sometimes the stakeholder is late after they have invested a lot of money and effort, and sometimes it is late to check that IP at that point because they have already passed up the opportunity of protecting things. So the first thing is using IP at all times from the very early stages. It's just going to have a different application than the one that you're going to need when you have a more mature part of the development. The second thing is that you always have to have a strategic protection or ensuring the rights. Not everything has to do with patents. We need to be much more strategic as to how we protect them and how to get insured with contracts. Yes, there are some cases that you can get a patent when you have products and processes that have some key elements, but not everything can be protected with a patent. We have brands, they use an exploitation of information, and that is the second element of recommendations is strategic recommendation. And the third one, and this is something that you always need to see when you understand that IP is being applied and it's not just some theory, it's when you connect IP to the business model of the organization. If it is detached, and this is a very practical approach, they can have IP, but if they're not connecting that to the business model, they're not actually monetizing it. So that is the third point in my recommendation is always connect IP to the business model so that we can actually see how we can take a good advantage. That would be the three big recommendations. And the biggest recommendation is that innovator doesn't always have to know, not only has to know about what they're going to innovate, but learn something that is essential to their business and also know what are the elements of IP that are needed at the point they are in at the for their business model. I talked about 6 or 7 months ago with a Mexican that I created a podcast, a wonderful woman who has a lot of patents around the world in the biotechnological world in Mexico. And she said, I had to learn. And then at the beginning, you're like, you feel lazy, if you will, because you don't think you need to learn about that so that you can actually do what you're passionate about. But everything we do in life, there are things that we have to do that we don't like that are essential so that you can move forward. In this case, it's innovation, but for many, it's the business that they're developing. So there is a very important thing for innovators, Juan Carlos. Study, learn, and connect your business to IP. Thank you, Juan Carlos, for your answers and your thoughts. Now, we're going to go into and the reason why most of us are connected here. I'm sure we have the runner-ups here, all of them connected here so that they can know who the winners are of the LATAM Champions. And that's why I'm going to give the floor to Carlos Felipe Escobar so that he can tell us about that. And then we can see what are the three winners. He is the director of the Hub of Innovation and Health of Bosque University, and he's the leader of INOS, which is a think tank in health, with AFIDRO, which is the Association of Investigation and Development in Colombia. Carlos Felipe, I'm sure everybody is expectant as to what you're going to show, who those 20 runner-ups are that we're going to include in the book Sandra talked about. Thank you, Janet. Welcome you all. I would like to start by saying that we are really very happy to be able to, because we were able to be part of this thanks to the invitation of IFARMA and ITIF support and INOS and our team. It's been a pleasure to actually start rolling this initiative. I think that the first thing I want to highlight is that it reflects the need for us to strengthen the mechanisms to continue talking about innovation in Latin America and how important it is to accelerate our innovation ecosystems. We've been a region that has driven and attracted innovation that is generated in other regions, but this call is showing about the creativity our region, our countries, and our researchers have, and our entrepreneurs have, and also our innovators all throughout Latin America. I think in this first version, we've had huge achievements in terms of the number of applications we received. Next, please. The number of applications we got, I'm going to reference something. 55 solutions completed their application in this first call of LATAM Health Champions, but over 200 applications started the process. What happened? And this is something that is like an alert that gives us an important message. Some of them got in touch with us and said, I actually noticed that I haven't paid that much attention to IP. So that's why I'm going to remove myself from the process. And that highlights the importance because right now we have recognize those who have been assuming and understanding IP and they have involved IP management, which is one of the little things that I always talk and tell innovators and entrepreneurs that is not sexy. I say, for example, the product, the business model, the financial strategy, the marketing strategy, those are sexy things, but there are two things they don't like. Thinking about taxes. Everybody has to pay taxes. And the second thing is thinking about IP. And those two things cannot be taken out of the equation. They always have to start from the very beginning because there's two things that are sure. Taxes, but if I want to grow and bring my innovation to a different level, then manage IP. And in a good chunk, I think that the impact of this call can be translated into many people saying, no, we're going to have to start working seriously in what we're doing in pay. 55 solutions. representing almost all Latin America, all the countries. We liked to see countries such as Panama, Nicaragua, Ecuador, Costa Rica, because those are small countries, but they show that there is an ecosystem and there are people that are giving, proposing innovation in healthcare in various France nature startups, SMEs, some companies, some clinics, higher education institutions. Out of those 55 solutions, the biggest part, the biggest percentage was in hybrid innovation. Those are innovations that mix development based in research, but based on research, but also technology, and some others that are completely technological, that is 44%, and some that were based on and research and development. Out of these 55 solutions, we selected 20 to get our top 20. But I want to mention something here. That was very hard because the quality of all 55 that actually completed their application was really high. Here, I want to reiterate Granite's congratulations because you can see the drive and the creativity, and you can see that people are actually working on the needs that our region has health-wise. These 20 solutions also represented all the various countries in the region in various proportions, and they were the ones that got the best scores according to the criteria that we defined: novelty, impact, scalability, and of course, IP management. So now we're going to see, we're going to sweep very quickly through all the solutions. Among the ones we have, for example, medical devices to improve attention to patients that are in critical conditions to generate mechanical ventilation, or for example, solutions that are based in AI that allow to generate a better aggregation of data, to generate models, predictive models, and additional information the health system may require. Going through solutions such as the ones that consolidate integrated ecosystems in health through technological applications, weaving into digital networks that make it easy to have access to the medical records and give efficiency. This is a Panamanian initiative. Or for example, from Nicaragua, we had the Chava app, which is a beautiful application about sexual and reproductive health that allows a different experience to the end user. It's free, it is confidential, it is customized. Or for example, the Clip the Mama that was developed at Santa Fe Foundation in Santa Fe de Bogota is an innovative device that allows to us look at the accuracy in following breast cancer. We had also Dental Link, a Chilean solution, a very interesting one that improves quality of access of people in the dentist clinics and allows to have an experience to manage the uh, medical record in a very easy manner. Or, for example, the Mexican solution, LAPSIMA, which is a formulation to revert the cataracts. It is a non-surgical treatment for an ubiquitous problem around the world, which is cataracts, where we have a surgical treatment that is not so easily accessible in all regions. Jim Smile, a Colombian solution, a medical device that allows to rehabilitate and handle management, especially children that have cerebral palsy or physical disabilities, that is also that comes with an application that allows to orient this rehabilitation work and give them quality of life. Instadosis is an application that facilitates calculating the doses and the application of dosage that is used within the framework of the health system. It is easy for the doctors and the health caregivers to calculate the dosage. Knockout of La Sabana University is a monitor of anesthetic depth. One of the biggest concerns is that to have these patients that are already under anesthesia waking up on us or going too deep into that anesthesia. So this gives you some heart and brain signals as to the optimal level of anesthetic depth, which is the best for the patient. Compulse Pharma, technological platform that is designed to optimize clinical management and prevent medication errors. LifeClip is a solution based on integrating a medical device that is innovative, that allows to transform profitable projects that will generate sustainable impact, and that also allows to stop bleeding in an easy way without surgery, pain, or anesthetics. Machine learning to prevent the incidence of diabetes type 2 for the people that is served in Eros. This is from Costa Rica that uses an algorithm. This allows to bring a very good prediction of the patients cohorts that have diabetes. That allows for better control and follow up of these people, this group of people. Otilia, a startup that basically combines technology, forefront technology, with the support to all the process of maternity and gestation. Pillar, which is a device. I think Sandra mentioned it, is a 3D printing pillar proprietary of this Argentinian company that allows to print medications that are very specific in a very simple, flexible, uh, cheap manner and applicable for small batches of manufacturing of medication. Qhorte, which is a solution of Target Soft from Colombia that allows to support cancer diagnosis, and it is good for professionals in labs that have a medium and a high complexity. Relieve, a comprehensive hospital system. This is Equatorian that is used with a application.
Pioneras para el desarrollo y el tratamiento y el acompañamiento a las
Satellite
parejas.
1 and Dio, which are solutions to accompany infertility situations in couples. The first one is a spermatic solution and allows to generate intrauterine fertilization in a practical manner. The TELSI monitoring system is a solution from the Cardiovascular Foundation in Colombia, which allows to remotely monitor patients with specific conditions from their homes for certain conditions that might need to be monitored and to follow up on chronic condition patients that need very strict follow-up to guarantee life quality and adherence. Tesana, rather, this Peruvian solution allows people to resolve their health conditions, low complexity health conditions from end to end. And here we come to the winners. Before giving back the floor to Janet, I want to once again congratulate you all. This has been great work, great progress on all fronts. It makes us so happy to see so much talent in Latin America. I'm sure that for the second version, we're going to have many more people. So we want to invite you to hopefully continue working and striving to find more solutions for our society, but thinking big. Think always that your solutions are not exclusively for your community, for your city, or for your country. We want to see innovative persons, innovators, and entrepreneurs that are thinking about uh, eating up the whole world. So it's about thinking early on, advancing in your IP management, because a fundamental element that you're going to see and was a part of our assessment is that you need to think about having patents in different countries, because this allows for your expansion, and you will see when we talk about the winners, the selected winners. Once again, congratulations for the great work you do for healthcare in Latin America. Thank you, Carlos Felipe. We needed to go quickly through all of them because we don't have that much time. There's a request for all those connected to the call. What suggestions or recommendations could you give us to improve the call? Maybe have not, I don't know whether more, but make it much more solid, and so that it can contribute to this, that you are all involved in innovation and the protection of your innovations. So I'm very happy because when you look at any of these 20 finalists or runners up, we see here are, I'm very impressed with the talent for innovation and the courage and the push, and because they surely come across so many hurdles, and there's always many obstacles down the road, and many entrepreneurs here have surely been through that. So hopefully this kind of calls can be helpful in that regard. So I'm going to present the three finalists. But before that, I want to remind you that we had an assessment from three jurors. These jurors made a review to achieve their decision. It was very hard to select. We supposedly had Mark Schultz, Hamid Sarisi, and Jessica Bateman as jury members of the jury, and they were very helpful in this process. So I'm now gonna ask Laura, drum roll, and these have been the three winners of our 2024 LATAM Champions: Selectivity, LabSimo, and Kids Smile. I want to see the faces of the people from here, because in fact, I checked whether we had the possibility of seeing them, but I think that because of logistics or the way that the links have been sent, we cannot see you on screen. But congratulations, guys. And I just very quickly want to tell a little bit more detail about each of these three. Carlos Felipe has mentioned who they are, but I also want to make visible the reasons why the jurors may have considered them to be the selected winners. So let's go with the first one, selectivity. And I'm going to mention a little bit more detail. Selectivity contributes to the fertility process of women, providing solutions to millions of couples with these kind of problems. It focuses particularly on 75% couples that don't have access to fertility treatments. And for that, they have developed two devices, one for spermatic selection and one to facilitate intrauterine insemination, eliminating, and this is a very important part of the innovation, eliminating the need for laboratory or clinic. The problem affects several women around the world, and therefore it is quite scalable. The company has shown pretty efficient management, excellent contractual control of the confidential information for the protection of corporate secrets. It has presented a patent application in many countries, and this is brand and patent management is directly linked to its business model. Congratulations to Selectivity, the innovators from this initiative. It makes us very happy to see that you're one of the winners, and that undoubtedly it's like all, but this has undoubtedly a great impact in the well-being of many couples around the world. Let's go to the next one, LabSimo. I'm going to show you a little bit more information about LabSimo. This is when we found out the results a couple of days ago. We're saying that this is something that affects or will affect us all in the future, cataracts. And cataracts is one of the main causes of reversible blindness around the world. And it's something that we feel we will eventually have in front of us. LabSimo is an ophthalmic solution, non-surgical treatment that is potentially applicable to any person in any degree of maturation of the cataract. It's low cost and it has greater accessibility. So it will benefit most of the actors in the healthcare sector, from patients to healthcare institutions. The scalability is global, so we can reach persons around the world. Talking about intellectual property, they have done an efficient management of intellectual property, which was evaluated by the jury. They have patents on innovative development, and they have extended them to several countries, which was assessed positively down the process. Congratulations to LabSimo, a proposal that has a very special possibility of great impact in many people, not only around the region, but around the world. And the last of our three winners, Jim Smile or Kid Smile. Is it Jim Smile or is it Kid Smile? Because we have two names here. Well,
Kid Smile es la empresa y Jim Smile es el producto.
Kid Smile is the company, Jim Smile is the product. Thank you for the clarification because I was not so clear about it. Another spectacular project, and this one was developed in Colombia, and it is born in the Colombian context, but can be taken to other countries. In Colombia, there are 300,000 children with cerebral palsy, 70% of which don't have access to rehabilitation therapies, and they have lack of economic resources and family knowledge. Therefore, KidSmile is an innovative solution that can impact the lives of many people, but also their families, which is also a pretty special thing about this project. The company manages its patent through confidentiality contracts to protect secrecy and has presented patent applications for the innovative product. So congratulations for our third winners of this call. It makes us so happy to know that we have so many initiatives that have the possibility of impacting so many people, so many families in the healthcare sector in our region. But let us not forget that we can also take this to other latitudes. So these are our three winners. Congratulations to our three winners. We are very happy to have issued this call. Remember that our 20 runners-up will make their way into the book. The book will be presented in English on April the 23rd, and we will then translate it into Spanish. And to take a look at the next steps, I'm going to hand the floor to Silvana Lai. She's part of the Director of Public Affairs at FIPHARMA. Silvana, you have the floor. Tell us what's coming. Thank you, Janet. I really congratulate these 20 runners-up and finalists, and Jonathan, Lina Maria, and Abigail. I invite you to put your camera on so that I can see you. A representative from each of these winning projects will have the opportunity to travel with us to one of the most powerful innovation ecosystems in the United States. We're talking about Cambridge in Massachusetts. Some of them talk about it being the most innovative mile on the planet. This will be on the April the 23rd week. We're going to visit Washington, Boston, and then go to Cambridge. In Washington, we're going to visit the IATIF offices where the book of the 20 runners-up will be presented, and we will also have a recognition for our three winners. in ITAF in Washington, we're going to listen to international experts, and we're going to know firsthand some great innovative practices. In Cambridge, when we travel to Boston, we're going to visit biotechnology projects as accelerators. So we're going to get a firsthand look at how these projects are developed, and we're going to get to know an innovation laboratory from one of the greatest technology innovation companies. And so we're going to get to see their innovation lab there. I'm sure this will be a trip of great learning and great connection. For the finalists, we hope to be, through this book, to be the vehicle to make your projects better known, because these are truly special projects that need to reach a lot more people. Thank you so much. We are so eager to see new projects for the next call. And with this, we finish our session today. Thank you, Silvano. Here we have Lina, Abigail, and Jonathan. At least show us, wave a little, show us your faces. We're going to turn you to panelists, and it's going to be so great to have you in this visit to Washington and Boston. I would have always loved to take all 20 of you. Maybe next year we will manage to get some more there. But for now, it's so good to have you and to have you there in the future. Congratulations. Oh, thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. We, as a Social Aid, are very eager to get to know the ecosystem. We're so happy to be a finalist and for having won this part of the call. Thank you so much. It's been hard work in the patent part. Lady is the first Colombian who at 24 has had a patent for a healthcare invention. So it's truly a great opportunity to make visible what we do to continue changing lives with respect to cerebral palsy and physical disabilities, not only a disability in Colombia, but globally. So this is a company that's fully scalable, and this calls and these networks help us take the message much further and articulate with a whole ecosystem that will allow us to continue growing and to continue transforming lives. So thank you very much. Thank you very much to Universidad del Bosque. Thank you very much to all the people who have supported us and who referred us to the call. Thank God things worked out. Janet, the whole team. Thank you all. Carlos Felipe, thank you all. Oh, and I dream that in this visit you will learn even more and you will make the best of it. There's Lady. Oh, I'm here with my family. We're all so happy. Thank you. I was telling Lena, they're not accepting me into a meeting. Thank you so much. It's a great opportunity for Kids Smile to reach other countries, to continue changing the lives of many many children and their families. So thank you so much. We'll make the best of this opportunity. Yes, please do. Congratulations. We also have Abigail and Jonathan. It's so good. I mean, and we have Argentina, Colombia, Mexico. Imagine if on that trip a new project comes up with these three countries. Yes, I want to thank you, as Lena and Abigail said. Thank you so much. There's not much to add, and their heart is surely in the projects they are carrying forward, and ours is the same. We want to help couples, both men and women, because there's an equality in terms of infertility, and both men and women have similar chances of being infertile. So we're having a CEO, a male CEO, in something that is for female dominated. I think we're changing things, and we are hoping to make the best of this opportunity. Thank you to FIFARMA, INNOS, IAF.
Thrilled to be there soon enough. Well, and that's all. So, gracias y un placer conocerlos. Será un viaje
Qué
magnífico.
maravilla, Jonathan, qué emoción, qué emoción. Además, eso sí es un tema
That's
que
great, Jonathan. And yes, and I'm surprised. It's a man. I mean, usually we show how women are making the difference in male labeled worlds. But I love the fact that you're disrupting paradigms here, and it's a man working in an issue that we usually associate with women, and we usually it's more for women to do. But in this case, it's been male led. So a double congratulations. So we have another intervention from Abigail. Please keep it short. Yeah, I just want to reverberate the comments that have been made already. Congratulations for the hard work, which you carried out pretty well, and we're very excited about this, and it fills us up with illusion that the fact that such a project can come to this far. We surely have much more to of a road to walk. I'm even more excited than you, I believe, just by hearing you. Makes me so excited to see the road that you followed and the opportunity that you're offering to so many people who need these innovations in health and the future possibilities that this project might have. And I think that when you're in Boston, you will be very inspired. I was with many of the side trips, and I believe that's an opportunity to think larger about what you've been doing. It's only in your mind because the possibilities are everywhere. And I think you're going to be able to get a grasp of that there. When we were starting out, we were saying, what can we offer to people who ultimately have already achieved innovation and who are already at that stage? So we thought this might be the best award. And today I feel it's truly going to be a great inspirational opportunity. So there's such a joy for ITIF, for Sandra, for the whole team of Universidad del Bosque, Inos, Carlos Felipe. You're always doing all you can, the best you can. The whole sport team, thank you for coming together with us to pull this forward. We will eventually have our book. All of you will be included in this book on innovation in Latin America, which makes us very happy. And don't hesitate to contact us and to give us recommendations for the LATAM Health Champions 2025. We want to make it even more spectacular. And with your recommendations, we are going to make it. Thank you all. Have a great day and have a great weekend, everyone. Goodbye. Congratulations.